all fuzzy and shit.
Okay, we're live. Hello. Oh shit. Hold on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nickel City Hot Takes here with you after a painful loss to the Indianapolis Colts in Orchard Park today. It was the Jonathan Taylor show, and it was the show that, whatever show that, Josh Allen and company wanted to bring. Uh, for me, I'm just gonna rant a little bit about coaching. I mean, we can go on and on about coaching, game plans, offensive game plans, defensive game plans. As far as defensive game plans go, there's players in this league, very few amounts of players in this league that I feel you just can't game plan for. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor's one of them. You've got your Tyreek Hills, you've got your Travis Kelce's, the tight ends of last year that we couldn't game plan against. Derrick Henry. Um, this was just one of those things that I don't know what was going through Leslie Frazier's mind when he was game planning, but it didn't work. Um, Even at halftime when we weren't stopping him, it was obvious. The first three drives they had were scoring drives. We could not stop their offense to save our life, and it was all because of Jonathan Taylor. The dude is just a game breaker. He's a beast. If I don't want to say if we're gonna make it to the playoffs because we're a playoff team, despite what some of these moronic fans are saying that we're not even a playoff team anymore. Stop it, just stop it. Whether we make it deep into the playoffs, we're eventually going to be playing against some of these players that have this capability. Um, yeah, you need to be able to at least slow them down, but I wouldn't tailor my entire game plan against them. That's just what that is. The other thing on the offensive side of the ball, there were a lot of inaccurate passes today. Whether it's the weather or not, you got to be able to plan for that ahead. You got to be able to plan for injuries ahead. Spencer Brown out, Feliciano out. Um, Cody Ford looked bad again. This was a bad game for Cody Ford. All the pressure that was on Josh Allen was coming on his side of the ball. Um, but yeah, the, he's got so much raw potential still, and it's sad because there was I counted after when I started counting there were 7 overthrows. What I was just talking to Angel before the game today, and I'm like, the only way we were gonna win this game was if we were gonna trade blows with them the entire time, and we can't do that if we can't convert. And you know, yeah, Josh Allen was getting pressured a lot, but that's his thing. He's good against pressure. So it is what it is. There were drop balls too. There were overthrows. I'm not putting this all on Josh. I'm putting this on the offensive and defensive game plans. It was just disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
No one player should score 5 touchdowns on your defense in a game, and elite level defense. I don't care if it's a running back or not. The stats are speaking for themselves here. Jonathan Taylor had 185 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Carson Wentz, what did you say he had? Barely over 100 yards passing.
He went 11 for 20, 106, one touchdown.
And that one touchdown
It
was
was
to
Taylor,
Jonathan Taylor.
the
So,
one, and he bailed. He essentially, when he caught the ball, he just did everything himself. He caught the
oh yeah,
ball, and then he just did Jonathan Taylor stuff. You
yeah,
know, yeah.
yeah.
It was essentially
And
it was a toss, like a really long toss, and then Taylor did his thing.
that play was kind of frustrating to me too, because Taron Johnson, if you rewatch that play, he had a line on him and he took the wrong line. Yeah, he was gonna juke anyways. Yeah, he could have beat him regardless, but I think if he would have took a more shorter route to the Jonathan Taylor there, I think he would have had a better shot at a
Just
tackle.
think, just to
But
think. Hold on. For 23 yards. Just to think. Think of it this: you take that touchdown away,
mhm.
Carson Wentz goes for less than 100 yards
Yeah,
the whole entire game,
and maybe doesn't throw a touchdown the
and he
entire game.
doesn't. Yeah, if you take that away, because Jonathan Taylor made that play happen. He made that play.
Oh
It was essentially a screen or whatever. It was kind of like a screen. It was well beyond the line of scrimmage screen, but whatever. Um,
yeah.
and then it was just him doing everything else. He did the juice. He did everything else, and he made it to the end zone by himself. Um,
Yeah,
and that was for 23 yards. Take away 23 yards, Carson Wentz would be 10 for 19 for 86 yards.
88 yards.
88 yards. I was off by two. Think about that. That's oh my god. It's
So
yeah, go ahead. So as you were.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about here. One guy, uh, may from what it looks like, well, from what it looked like to me, um, we obviously over game planned before. I don't think we game planned enough for this guy,
No.
or maybe just maybe, people will start to realize how good Tremaine Edmonds is. Uh, as a middle linebacker.
I
AJ
mean,
Klein is an athlete. I'm not
yes.
taking anything
No.
away from AJ Klein. He is a bona fide athlete. He's a hustler. He works, but it takes brains to play that position. And I'm not even saying AJ Klein doesn't have brains, but Tremaine Edmonds is a headsy guy. He's smart. He knows how to line up the players. That's what his job is to do before each snap. Get everybody in the best position to make the play. That's what they were missing today. And I haven't even mentioned Star Latulele yet, a bona fide run stopper.
Yeah.
So we were without arguably our best guy against the run, and we were arguably without our best guy for the run in Spencer Brown.
Yeah. And
Speaking
and the
of
thing
the
is,
run
yeah,
game,
yeah.
sorry. What you guys didn't see Matt Breida in the entire first half. What did he go out and do in the second half? Three straight first down runs. He was fast. He was elusive. And they only used them like, yeah, we were behind, but they only used them like 4 or 5 times throughout the whole game. You think the momentum is built that way. Speed, like, yeah, Spencer Brown's going to help you rush through the line, through the middle, but when you have a Matt Breida who can get to the outside, like you saw the little jet sweep plays they were running, that's the kind of thing we could be doing with McKenzie, with Breida, with even Emmanuel Sanders has got enough speed to get to the outside. So this is what I'm saying. It was a poorly coached game. We were not mentally ready for this. I don't know what the hell was going on, but yeah, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Uh, so excuse me for well, one, I have the camera, two, not talking as much. I'm a little under the weather, so pardon me for the sun mutes and stuff ahead of time. I didn't really watch the second half. The sickness got into me, and of course, I was just not having not having a good day watching the Bills while being sick at the same time. It was just not a good experience. But from what I could watch, it just seems that we don't have a proper plan, which is completely obvious. Um, we don't have a plan for these dominant running backs. But if there is a silver lining, if there is a silver lining to the whole situation, we only have to deal with two of them. Two of them probably going to go to the playoffs. We're probably
Well,
going to end up meeting one of them in the playoffs,
I
most
don't think
likely.
Henry will be back for the playoffs.
That's a chance, but there's also a chance that we might run into Jonathan Taylor again.
Hmm.
I hope, and I really, really hope that we do have a plan for next time we do it. Because here's the thing: yes, this is the regular season. Yes, this is a big loss, but the postseason is also a brand new season too. It's basically essentially a reset button. Let's start and let's get 1-0 again for the playoffs, and that's what matters. We don't worry about the past. We worry about what's ahead of us when it comes to the playoffs. Now, I mentioned the playoffs because, well, if you notice, we do have problems with those type of running backs. But the thing is that we're not going to run into those type of running backs pretty much for the rest of the schedule. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. Because
No,
I don't.
I don't even know if Kamara is going to play next
Yeah,
Thursday
yeah.
on
So I
Thanksgiving Week
don't
too.
even think that there is a single running back out there that's even remotely even 1/8 of the talent that is Taylor or even Henry. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay optimistic because when it comes to our best part of our defense, we still held out. We still did our damn job when it came to that part. But unless out of nowhere another running back emerges in the next remaining games, I don't see us repeating this type of process, and that includes obviously New Orleans and New England coming up. Because
New England coming up. That's
yeah,
something that I wanted
that's
to talk about
that's
too.
something that a lot of people in Buffalo are talking about. They're talking about New England. Yes, they're first place in the conference, but here's the plus
Division.
side. Or yeah, in the division. Here's the plus side. We have control. We have total control over the division right now. All you gotta do is beat the Patriots,
Hmm.
and you've done it last season. And there's a pretty high chance you can do it this season. It's a rookie quarterback that is a check down master, and as far as I know, or from what I've seen, our defense is really good against the checkdowns. So um, I think we'll be fine on that part. I'm not in the panic button. I'm not pushing the panic button yet. Though now I'm obviously as far as seeding at this point, I think we just survive the season, get in the playoffs. It is what it is. You're not getting the
Yeah.
number one seed. That's just not going to happen. Um, the Tennessee is way too far ahead in front of everyone,
Mm,
pretty much everyone.
mm.
I think they have a 2 game lead on most teams.
They
No,
did lose today.
he did, which was about to. I knew it was
That's
bound to
the
happen.
thing.
I knew it was bound to
That's the
happen.
thing with the AFC is that there's not really
No,
a huge gap.
no, literally,
Like the NFC.
literally this week we were Super Bowl. We were Super Bowl picks. We lost today, 41-15. Week before
Yeah.
that, we lost. Week before that, we won in a crazy fashion, and then the week before that, we laid the goose egg. So it's like any week, it changes. It always changes. The AFC is a. It's not. I'm not even saying a hot mess. I think it's. Let me be completely honest. I think AFC is more competitive than ever because now all teams are finding ways to find ways to win. I'm not, if a bad team wins doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad loss on them. Maybe it's a good win on the bad team. You know, maybe the good
Yeah.
team, maybe the bad team finally is woken the hell up, and then now they want, now they are doing something because they don't want to be last place or whatever. I don't know.
And even that, like, even if the bad team hasn't woken up, they still have the Jets beat the freaking Titans.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's just weird what's been going on.
yeah. Hey, what's up, Michael? What's up, Mike? Mike,
How's
Mike,
it going? What's up,
Mike,
Mikey?
Mike is in. He's like playoffs. Who said playoffs? I'm saying playoffs. I'm saying playoffs. I'm always gonna say playoffs.
There is no.
No.
The, our team has too much talent to not
Yeah, it's
at
too
least
much
make it
talent
to the playoffs.
and things. We're gonna get players back. That's the thing. Is you cannot avoid that. Me and Brian talked about the impact of Spencer Brown. If you're not a fan of Spencer Brown, then you are now, and it's
Yeah.
impossible for you not to be because the impact that dude has in our team is out of this world. Out of this world. It's night
Hmm.
and day. Every it's we talked about last week. Talking about this week. Talked about how impactful he was in the game, and now without him in the game, how much of a crap show it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's we need him back so bad. We need our linemen back. And next draft, holy crap, we need to get depth so badly. So badly.
Yeah, there is nothing I want more than more O line.
Yeah, I don't. That first pick is an alignment. I don't give a crap or running back. One of the two. Okay, we need this so badly, so damn badly.
That's another topic. I
Yeah,
don't. Yeah, I don't think that
Jaguars.
Zach Moss.
Mike.
I don't.
Did you really
What?
just say the Colts or the Jaguars in the wild card?
Okay.
Michael,
Well,
Mike. Come on.
so what I was trying to get at there is that I don't think Zach Moss is a legitimate backup.
No,
When you
no.
have Devin Singletary, who's averaging over 6 yards a carry,
Hmm.
that's big numbers. But if they would just use him more, whenever we can run the ball and are doing it the right way, and you supplement him with Matt Breida,
Hmm.
we really don't need a running back in the draft. We need offensive line. We need another Spencer Brown type player
Yep.
or two. We took
Hmm.
D linemen, two of them, first two picks of the draft this year. Let's go ahead and bolster the O line.
Yep.
But for what it's worth, it's all about the being healthy and game planning.
Hmm.
To me, it
And
was
we were
just
not
about
healthy.
no,
Well,
and that happens. All right, that's where depth comes in.
hmm
But then you have those teams with the Jonathan Taylors that you just don't game plan for, or you can't game plan for, and this is what result happens.
see, think of it like this too. You know how like when Josh Allen goes on a tear,
Mm-hmm.
and you just look at the defensive coordinator, and they're like, what do we do against him? That's how
Yeah.
we are against those running backs. What do you do against something like that? You can't. It's like it's so difficult to do something that's on a tear. So I don't know. I was expecting a win. I also I wouldn't even go as far as say even closer win closer game, but we didn't get any of that today.
No, we didn't, and I don't know if they had some extra fuel after the playoff loss last year to us.
Yeah,
It was just an ugly game plan game.
yeah.
Um,
It, hey, the thing is right now is you got that out of the way. It was going to be a hard game. We knew it was going to be a hard game. The Colts game was always going to be that game. We always had circled in the schedule
mhm.
that we were going to be like, okay, we have no idea what's going on with this game.
Yeah,
And that's the
we
truth.
knew we knew they were gonna have a good defense. We
Yeah,
knew they were gonna have Jonathan Taylor. We didn't know which Carson Wentz we were gonna get.
we
We
know.
talked about that last episode.
Essentially, and to be honest, we got the Carson Wentz we wanted. We just got the Jonathan Taylor we didn't want. you know,
Well, everybody gets the Jonathan
yeah,
Taylor they don't want, but
yeah, but like we technically got the Carson Wentz that I was talking about. He didn't do anything. Like I said, our defense is anti Carson Wentz, and that's exactly what happened. But Jonathan Taylor, that's a player
that's
can destroy your team. A player can do that. Ask Tom
mhm.
Brady. Ask Tom Brady. Ask freaking Peyton Manning. There's always a player that will tear up your team to oblivion, and Taylor was that player. Henry is that
Yep,
player. Eventually, we'll figure it out, but right now we didn't, and that's what happens. It's
yeah.
they saw our weakness against Tennessee, and they did exactly that. They did exactly what Tennessee did, but better.
Much better.
Yeah, so
Because they have a better defense than Tennessee.
it would be bad for the Bills. Prove me wrong. I don't understand what that means. What would be bad? Well, anyways, um, so
Let us know what would be bad for the
yeah,
Bills.
yeah,
We'll
I,
get back
I
to you.
want to figure that out. Anyway, let me get into stats real quick.
Yeah, before you do that,
Yeah.
you mean stats for this game?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So Josh Allen today, 21 for 35 for 209, two touchdowns, two interceptions. Mitchell Trubisky, 35, 19, one interception. That's probably garbage time or whatever.
It was.
Breda, 51 yards, five carries, 10.2 yards per carry.
And 3 out of those 5 were the first 3 plays that he
Yep.
came into the game.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep. 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 Receiving a 6 reception for 10 targets. Dawson Knox, 80 yards. Gabriel Davis, 2 for 4, 27. Emmanuel Sanders, 3 for 5, 26. And then it goes down, 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 down. Diggs, 2 touchdowns. By the way, those 2 touchdowns. Oh,
yeah,
oh, God, so good. I'm like, okay, yeah, we lost. But man, if there was any shining light.
yeah, it
Oh,
was a silver lining. It
oh.
was just hard to enjoy them as much as we normally do when we
Mm.
know we can come back into the game.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I was just, oh man, those touchdowns. Whew. Boy. Um,
Keep turning up, Diggs.
yeah, keep doing the damn thing. So yeah, and then everything goes down from there. McKenzie lost a fumble.
God.
That I see ever since that Thursday, no, Monday night game with McKelvin dropping dropping the fumble in prime time. I always have this thing in my head that will always linger, like they're gonna slip the ball. Isaiah
Yep.
McKenzie didn't even get tackled. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
just lost the ball. Come on. I mean, I'm not gonna do like, oh, get McKenzie out of here. No, I'm not gonna do that because he's still
It was.
very good.
He slipped. It was wet. It was rainy.
That's
Mistakes
yeah,
happen.
yeah,
If he made habit out of it, then fine. Yeah,
hmm
talk like that. But
yeah,
stop it if you're one of those people. I
yeah.
can't.
Um, what else? So yeah, that's the stats for the Bills and the Colts. Carlton wins 11 for 20, 106, one touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, as you already know, 32 carries. Holy shit, bro.
He couldn't be stopped. Why not give it to
32
him 32 times?
carries. Holy shit. Woo! 185 for 4 touchdowns. Everyone else is relevant.
Literally.
Passing, irrelevant.
We literally stopped Michael Pittman,
Yeah,
T.Y. Hilton.
yeah, yeah. We stopped everyone. That's the one that matters the most.
My boy Mo Alley Cox.
Didn't do anything. Got
I
one
just like
target.
I just like his name.
Yeah. Yeah. This did nothing. Nothing. That's nothing. That's it. Nothing.
That's it. It was the Jonathan Taylor show.
It's literally there for both teams. Jonathan Taylor.
But yeah, before you get into the scores around the league and before we
Yeah.
break down our Thanksgiving game, I just wanted to touch on a little something here. Before we started this, I was arguing with a couple of I was arguing with a Bills fan and I was arguing with a Patriots fan
Of course.
who are out in full effect today
Be
with the
careful out there.
losses of Tennessee and with the losses of Buffalo. One Patriots fan in particular posted something that said all New England has to do is win next week and we are atop the entire AFC.
Nope.
Okay. Uh, that's wrong on so many
Yeah, it
levels.
is wrong. Yeah.
I commented something on it. I'm like, so typical Patriots fan, you're
hmm
dumb. I don't care, by the way, if any Patriots fans tune in or live or tune in later. Your base is stupid. I'm not taking it back. I don't care.
hmm
Um, and then I said the fact that you haven't realized that you should take this post down maybe is even more dumb.
hmm
The fact that you're arguing with people trying to prove your point is even more dumb. And then he goes into how Josh Allen's a mediocre quarterback and the Bills are a mediocre team and yada yada yada. And he had the gall to go out and tell me that if it wasn't for one play last year, they would have won one game against us.
Well, what about the other game? Want to talk about the other game?
Listen, until you can prove it this year.
Mhm.
That's all I was saying.
It takes a special kind of stupid to talk crap to a team you have not beaten in the past year.
Mm-hmm,
Like, if you beat us, yes, go ahead, talk crap, whatever.
mm-hmm.
But you have not done that. Therefore, you have zero ground to talk.
Currently, as of right
Right
now,
now,
the
yeah.
Bills are the reigning AFC East champs. Until you knock us off, shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start with me. I will make you look as stupid as you are.
And the funny thing is, this is the hilarious part. What we're saying is what Patriots fans said back then to us. Until you beat us, you have nothing to no room to talk, which is fine
Mm-hmm.
because we
It's kind of
lost.
weird. It's weird how they react when the tables are turned.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, they won
I
last
think,
year. That's what they think.
yeah, of course. Now that you won a couple of games and you got a half game lead in the AFC East, your chest is all pumped out because just act like you've been there. Okay.
They don't. They don't know. But here's the sad thing: is they don't know. They haven't been there. Half of most of the fans in the Patriots, whatever you call them,
Moved to Tampa with Tom Brady.
either moved to Tampa or still with the Patriots, and have only been fans for like 10 years or 15 years, maybe 15 years. That's giving them credit. So they don't know how to lose. They don't know how to be humble or anything like that. So, but the thing is,
It's
if you come, remember they're coming to us. There's the first game, they're coming to us.
mm-hmm,
So therefore, you have to beat us in our home.
mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, it's not the same. It's just not the same. Mm-mm.
And like I said about game planning, we were talking about this before, and it's kind of going to tie into my next point about the argument with the Bills fan that I had. But I was telling Angel about how we haven't really beaten that many good teams. And the teams that we did beat, he brought up the excellent point that is how we beat these other teams.
It's how you beat them. It's not who you beat. It's how you beat them.
Yeah. Um,
But
what I'm thinking is happening here is we've got all this talent that the coaching staff doesn't know how to game plan correctly with. When it works, you see what happens. You see shutouts, you see dominant victories. When it doesn't, you see things like what happened today.
mm-hmm,
And if you think for 1 second that we're not going to try to perfectly game plan against a division rival,
mm-hmm.
no fan of any team with a brain cell in their head is going to say that there's more talent on the Patriots than there is on the Bills.
Also keep in mind, the Patriots did actually lose a division game this year. So literally, shut up. You have no room to talk at all. That's all. You're
That's
undefeated.
it.
You're not. You actually lost to the Dolphins. The Dolphins. Let me say that one more time. The Dolphins. You lost to the Dolphins this
Mm-hmm.
year. So, let's compare. Let's compare losses here. You know what? First game. Okay, it happened in the first week, right? Okay, sure. Okay, first game. Patriots lose to the Dolphins. We lose to the Steelers. Let's
Mm-hmm.
compare records now. Let's compare our losses now.
Yeah.
Whose record is better?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So
Just is what it is.
It is what it is. The thing is, like, I knew that this was gonna happen, so I kind of prepared myself. I'm like, okay, here we go. Oh, there's the Patriots fans. You beat Atlanta, Atlanta, with your defense, mind you. Your defense
Mhm.
scored more than your offense did.
And don't pump your chest out talking about Mac Jones's completion percentage when he can't throw the ball more than 3 yards down the field.
Yeah, I can. My little brother, my little nephew can do a completion rating better than that.
Hmm.
If you only have to
So
pass the ball 2 yards ahead of you, come on.
yeah, and not taking. I don't want to give them another reason to pump their chest out, but that just shows you the type of coach that Bill Belichick is.
Mm-hmm.
They went out and got two handsy tight ends, and who is the best or one of the best tight ends in the game right now? Hunter Henry. He's built that rapport with Mac Jones. What's a young quarterback's best friend? A great tight end.
Tight ends.
That's just excellent coaching on their part. So that's another thing that I'm hoping that we game plan against in that aspect. But the other thing that irritates the hell out of me after a loss, which it makes losses even worse, is our own fans.
Cool. Oh yeah.
You just go through some of these posts and comments, and they're like, uh, this isn't even a playoff team anymore. Sean McDermott isn't a good coach. Fire Brian Daboll. Like, I get that you're upset. I get that you're mad. But when you say things like that, like you don't remember where we came from. You must be new fans. You must have hopped on the bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
You just go research for yourself what Sean McDermott's record is
Mm-hmm.
as the Bills head coach. Then come tell me that he should be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm not even going to dig into that. These just,
Brave.
it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I've made the argument against Daboll when it comes to game planning. He's the playbook is undeniable, but when you just got to know when to use certain plays against certain teams, and
Mm-hmm.
that's something that he's still trying to figure out. Do I think he should get fired? No.
Mm-mm.
Do I think that Sean McDermott should get fired?
Hell no. If it wasn't for McDermott, I'm sorry. If it wasn't for McDermott and Josh Allen, this team does not exist. It doesn't.
I'm not even going to give that a thought.
Yeah.
You might want to go be a Patriots fan because that kind of level of stupidity is what they are known for, or a Dolphins fan, but they're just not actual fans.
No.
The stupidity level hangs in New England.
Oh yeah. Always.
Uh, that's where I'm at with that. Just shut up. Go bury your face into a pillow, scream, go hit a punching bag, go to the gym, lift some weights. Don't all you're doing is frustrating the real fans that are out there
Mm-hmm.
that actually have a couple of brain cells to rub together. So if any of y'all are listening, stop it. Just stop it. Angel, hit me with the scores around the league.
All right. So I had a cough. Sorry.
You're good. My producer extraordinaire slash co-host is dealing with a cold.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. So now
Now,
around the NFL. So we started this week, obviously, with these the annoying Patriots, the very persistent Patriots. They won 25-0 against the Atlanta Falcons. I blanked out for a second, but anyway. So, it is what it is. Yeah, they won that easy game. They should have won. They get a game they should have won. They won. So, um, Philadelphia actually won against New Orleans, 40-29. I don't know much
yeah.
about that game. It was kind of a quiet game for me.
Yeah, if you look at I was watching the scores at the bottom of the screen and you see some of the players. that they're showing like stats for,
Mm-hmm.
you don't recognize any of these people. I don't think Camaro was. I know Camaro wasn't playing because you didn't see any stats from him. You didn't see any notable wide receivers. You didn't see any notable quarterback.
Yeah,
It was just a weird game.
it was. Division rivals Miami versus New Jersey Jets. Miami won 24-17. I imagine
Toilet
that
bowl of
game
the week.
was what?
Toilet bowl of the week.
Yeah, so above the week. Miami won. Wants to lose that draft pick. Actually, they don't have one first. So whatever. Washington won against Carolina in a shocking. Washington is slowly turning up. I'm not gonna lie.
2 straight wins.
Mm-hmm. Heineke's, we beat that
He's
team.
a, he's a he's a dog.
Yeah, and we beat the crap out of that dog. So, what about losses? Whatever. Anyways, so obviously we lost 41-15. Detroit, God, Detroit, and just like every week, Detroit lost to the Cleveland Browns 10-13. In one of the weirdest scores out there right now. Hey, Brian, you ready to laugh?
I'm already laughing at Detroit.
No. We ready to laugh at the next score?
Oh boy.
Because you know this was going to happen.
Oh boy.
The Houston Texans beat the Tennessee Titans 22-13. They lost to the Tyrod Taylor Houston Texans.
And they previously lost to the New York Jets.
Yes, in a horrific fashion. I think the Houston Texans, besides the Jets, the Houston Texans also give up the most points in the league.
The leaders of the entire AFC have lost to the Houston Texans and the New Jersey Jets.
Yep.
Next.
Anyway, just saying, Tennessee. Just saying. Eat your humble pie. I hope you enjoy it, asshats. Anyway, moving on. Green Bay lost. Again, another fucking game that's weird. Lost to Minnesota 34-31.
Minnesota's been in some close games this year. I'm not surprised that they finally pulled one out.
Yeah? Well, okay.
They're a better team than their record shows.
Another weird game, which I actually did watch some highlights of, which, again, weird. It was a weird game. Baltimore versus Chicago. Wow. Just wow.
Pulled it out.
Mm-hmm. Baltimore almost just slightly losing that game. I'm telling you, the AFC is it's a weird week. It's a weird week for the AFC. And somehow, some freaking way, Cincinnati beat the living crap out of Las Vegas 32-13.
Yeah, they were trending downwards, and yeah, they stepped
like
back up.
I said, and like we said multiple times, any given Sunday,
yeah,
we have weird losses. The number one seed in the AFC, Tennessee, lost to the Houston Texans.
And the New Jersey Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to emphasize that point.
Mm-hmm. You want to compare losses? Tennessee lost to bottom 5 teams twice. We only lost to bottom 5 teams once. So, technically speaking, who's the worst team? Anyway, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
AFC is weird. Completely weird. It's like every time we get a blowout loss, the whole AFC also gets affected by it. Just weirdness. It just seems that way. Every time we get a loss, it's fine. Then the very next week we get a win or a blowout, and every AFC is back to normal. Baltimore destroys this team. Tennessee destroys this team. Like, everything's back to normal. It's like the weight of the Bills is really teeter-tottering in the AFC completely. Not really, but I like to believe that sometimes. So, as of right now, as we speaking, Arizona is in the red zone right now with 2:27 left, up by 3 points against the Seattle Seahawks, 16-13. And Kansas City is winning 19-9 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game.
are currently lining up for a field goal here.
which will probably put them into a 3 possession game. Or close to it.
Yep. Let's get live play-by-play here. 52. There's the snap. Oh, they faked it, or they didn't really fake it. They punted it instead of trying for the field goal, and they are down at the 3-yard line.
Oh shit.
So Dallas is down by 10 points, 2:35 left, and they got to play from the 3-yard line.
Not to say that they can't do it. They're
Yep.
one of those teams just like the Bills. You can never count them out. Even
But they
yeah.
are playing without CeeDee Lamb, who's out of this game with a head injury, and without Amari Cooper. So,
Oof, that's rough.
yep.
Go Dallas! Don't I'll say that. But anyway, so it's crazy how it's like if you step back to look now, like the Bills, it was the Bills and Tennessee and Baltimore. Those were the top teams in the very early parts of the season, and then
Kansas City.
and then well, Kansas City kind of because they were kind of like falling off a little bit, but they were just holding on to wins. And then out of nowhere, Cincinnati became the number one seed in the AFC somehow at one point. Then Baltimore was that. Then we were that. Then Kansas City was that. Then Tennessee was that. It's like I don't think we had a consistent number one for a very long time. Just I would like to say even
Tennessee's it.
yeah, Tennessee I think maybe had like 2 weeks of being number one, and who could take that place now? I don't think there's. I think Tennessee has a.
Baltimore's the closest.
I think Tennessee has a full game ahead of the whole AFC. As
I
far
think
as
Baltimore's the next closest one.
I can just look at standings. Duh. Standings. Let's do conferences. So what? Yeah, they have a full game ahead of Tennessee right now. Man, the records
Yep.
right now are insane. Insane.
And they're even more insane when you compare them to what's going on in the NFC.
Yeah, like right now, AFC as we speaking right now, this second right now, is Titans, Ravens, Patriots. Of course, they're ahead by one half a game, but whatever. So Titans, Ravens, Patriots, Chiefs, Steelers, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, Bills, Chargers, Colts. That's your playoff picture right now.
Yep.
With Cleveland, Raiders, and Broncos in the hunt.
Yep.
So
There's what, 8 games left still, 7 games left, so
it's crazy.
anything can happen.
It's crazy, Brian. You want to know what's funny? Points allowed. We still have the best points allowed in the whole season. After that game.
That's
Just
how
think
good the
about
defense
that.
is
Think
playing.
about that. We let them score 41 points, and we still have the least points allowed in the season. Just think about that. By 1 point.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's freaking
It's
crazy.
insane.
And yeah, points for New England has the most points, but they also both. It's the teams they went against, It's the teams they went against, you know what I mean? Whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's honestly AFC is a crazy crazy show right now, and who knows what the hell is going to happen with it when the end result. We have no clue, zero clue, of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even check the NFC. The NFC right now, somehow, some way, I think it's because the Cowboys are a game ahead from the Packers. But they haven't played a game. Obviously, they didn't finish their game yet. So, Arizona, Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, LA, Minnesota, New Orleans, San Francisco. Wow. Okay, well, this is crazy. So The bottom 6 teams of the playoffs, the bottom six, all have 5 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bottom 6 teams on the AFC all have 6 wins. And one team also has 6 wins that are outside the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's freaking nuts.
Cleveland Browns.
Yep, Cleveland Browns is looking out from the outside. I mean, obviously they've been stinking up a show again, barely escaping freaking. I wonder who Detroit's going to be able to beat at this point.
If it's not Cleveland, I don't know who.
I mean, I mean, come on, Detroit, do something. Come on, do something. Do something. Poke a stick on them. Do something. Come on, man.
Yeah, as we speak now, the Sabres are tied up with the Rangers in the second period. 10 minutes left there.
I guess we can put a little bit of Sabres in there. Obviously, um, I say surprising season.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely surprising season so far. I say with
Um,
confidence.
yeah, I, I expected improvement, but
Not this
I mean,
much.
we're a 500 team.
I wasn't expecting to be 500. Yeah, a lot of people was expecting us to shit the bed for the season, basically.
Yeah,
Somehow, some way.
and I was talking about this a little bit, but a lot of people were upset with the Eichel trade because we couldn't make him happy. A lot of people were upset with the return we got for him.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think you're getting that much for an injured prima donna who is overhyped in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas isn't going to do nothing. They're not going anywhere with Jack
No, I
Eichel.
think I think our pick is nice and safe.
Yeah, I'm happy with Alex Tuck. I don't know. It, I just the I don't think we could have got much more.
No, I'm happy with what
The
we
trade
got.
with the Flames for Matthew Kachuk, I like the way that sounded a lot better than Alex Tuck, but it happened. It is what it is. We deal with it. We just got to see what the GM is going to do moving forward.
By the way, so I may not been watching a lot of Sabres, but there's one player I have been watching quite a bit, and I cannot wait to get our hands on him. You know who it is. You know, this player has quite unlimited power. I can't even do that. Sorry.
Yeah, there's that's one guy that
I'm super excited for him. Like, I'm so excited.
I just imagine him on a line with Darlene.
Oh my god, he is so good. You know, he. It's crazy. The season's not even over. He matched his points from last season already. Already. He just went back to college like, hey, look, Sabres, you're not even gonna do much, right? Okay, cool. Can I go back and win the championship real quick? I'll be back. No worries.
Basically, and
Yeah.
that team is just completely
It's unfair.
unfairly
It's
stacked.
unfair. That team can play in the NHL easily.
The team will probably beat the Sabres today.
Probably, yeah, yeah. It's, and we have two of those players. We have two of
Mhm.
those players in that team. And the crazy part is 1 and 2 are in that team right now. We have two of those players in that team right now.
Mhm.
That's freaking nuts. It's nuts.
It is.
Mm. Future's
But
bright. Future's bright,
it is.
honestly.
Future is bright.
And
Um,
given what the Sabres are, they are also an entertaining team. They score points for the most part. I think they scored more points than they were expecting to. They're a lot more entertaining. They're not boring. The coach is doing what they can with what they got with a growing team. And
yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna be
so
complete.
much potential.
Yeah, and
I
I think
mean,
I think everyone's the same. I think for the most part, most Sabres fans, and I think everyone's in the same boat. We're like, let's
just
just
fed up.
we were fed up. Let's just ride this season. Let's just ride
Mhm.
it, see how they play, and then surprisingly, hey, now the Sabers are trying to prove themselves, and they, to their credit, they are essentially trying to prove themselves. Each game, you can never count them out. They always find ways to come back in the game, even if they play terrible in one period, they will come back somehow in another period, or or that Leafs loss, they fucking bust their ass.
Mhm.
They fought to the very end, and you cannot even be mad. And that's a lot. That's a loss to the Maple Leafs. The
Yeah.
Maple weren't even that mad about it because they were happy that our team was trying.
They
So
fought.
they fought. So it's like
Mm.
it's a weird season to
This
have
team did end up beating the Edmonton Oilers also.
that too, and and they do currently have the number one player in the league in the person. No,
It is what it is.
yeah,
Connor McDavid.
yeah,
He's fun to watch. He's a draw.
yeah.
But to all of my fellow Sabres fans who don't watch as much anymore because Jack Eichel's not around, you need to pay attention to guys like Dylan Cousins,
We have
Tage
it.
Thompson.
We have a nice young team. I think you'll be happy with what we have.
It's an entertaining, gritty team.
A lot more
Uh,
entertaining with Eichel than there was last year with Eichel. So
yeah,
keep that in mind.
yeah.
So
Like I said, guys like Cousins, Thompson, Anders Bork, um, Rasmus Dahlin. I could keep going with talent that you can love to watch.
you know what's crazy? I'm getting some real crazy flashbacks right now. We're having this discussion right now.
Hmm.
I swear we had the same discussion about the Bills when Josh Allen and McDermott. We were like, "Hey, look, it's the coach that everyone actually likes to play for." It's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh,
What a
we got rid of the drama queen, Rex Ryan. That's
mhm,
crazy.
what a concept.
What a concept. Develop your players and have them actually like playing for your team.
Hmm.
Crazy, right? So I don't know. It's I'm happy. I listen to WGR every morning, and it seems that a lot of people are just kind of just happy that they're trying to play. They're trying, and
Yeah.
they're they're giving entertaining games, even if they weren't even supposed to, or whatever. So I'm happy.
Yeah. Um,
I think next year, I think we'll be talking about the Sabers a little bit more. I think we're just gonna periodically just kind of sprinkle them in because they deserve it. I think they deserve it, especially a team that we expected to be last place, and to have zero, anything. So
yeah. Yep. Yep.
yeah.
The distraction on the team is gone. All we can do is grow from here.
Yeah, and I like the coach. I like his mindset.
Yeah,
Um,
Granado. I like
I like the way he's doing it. He reminds me a lot of McDermott. Honestly, he's no bullshit. He's he's a very forward thinking coach. He's not like the classic coaches where if you have a bad game you get punished the very next game. That doesn't do anything. He said it himself. What's the point of doing that? They know they did wrong. They know that. They felt that when they lost the game. Why do I need to keep on pounding on that feeling? That doesn't help anyone.
yeah.
And apparently that was a problem with the last coach. Is that
Last couple coaches.
yeah, they get kept on like beating down on already beat down people after losses, and that was it may not seem toxic to some people, but it is toxic. It's not going to help anyone.
Yeah.
They already feel like crap. They're in the league. They got in the league so they can win. And if they don't win, or you think us fans when we feel when we lost, how do you think they feel when they lose? It's heartbreaking. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
It's an
Yes,
excellent point.
they make money. Yeah, they make money, but it still hurts. You don't want to lose. And
Listen, there's fans out there that have this or young as when they were young they had dreams of playing in the league.
yeah,
You don't think these guys had the same dreams when they were a kid?
yeah,
You think they joined this league just to lose, go into it and lose? No. You want to
no,
win a championship.
Yeah, so they don't need another coach. They don't need someone, breathing down their necks, reminding them how much of, how much they screwed up. They know they screwed up. It's clear as day when they screwed up. They're
Yeah.
not happy about that. So that's I really liked when he said that. He's like, after that loss, I think it was 5-0.
Hmm.
They were visibly, obviously there's going to be some type of, punishment ish kind of punishment, but not like beat him down to the ground type of shit.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think he's a forward thinking coach. He's going to do fine for us.
Yeah.
I think it's a bright future. We just got to see how it goes. Like I said, we've been surprised about weird things. Shoot, a a team like Las Vegas made it to the Stanley Cup in their very first year. You never know what happens. And that team was
Uh,
literally just manufactured by other teams' players. So
mhm.
think about it like that. It's stuff can
Probably not
happen.
ever gonna happen again for them now that they've got a locker room presence like Jack Eichel on their team.
Yeah, and
Like I said, I'm just happy to get rid of him.
yeah, and I feel sorry for the Kraken. it's
Yeah.
I thought they're going to be a lot better. I think they're going to be kind of a repeat of Las Vegas. Oh boy.
Well, you know how earlier I just mentioned that there was just under 10 minutes left in the second period and it was 2-2.
Yeah.
Well, there's 4 minutes left in the second period now and it's 4-4.
Oh God. Okay. What a game. All right.
Yep.
All right. I like
We
that.
got Asplin, Hinostroza, Thompson, and Darlene with goals for us.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we it's kind of like how the Bills are. When he gets outscored, or they get scored on, like, oh, let's score right back. I mean,
Exactly.
most
Same
times they
boat.
do score right back. Today wasn't the case, but most times they do score right back. So if the Sabres do the same, then but so be it. Do it. It's not going to look
Yeah.
pretty on the goalie, no, by a long shot. Or it's not going to look pretty
Or
on
the
the
defense.
defense. Yeah, it's not going
Yeah.
to look good for the defense either. But at least you're
Yeah.
scoring. At least you're doing something about it, and not just sitting down wallowing, not doing nothing about it. So that's
Yeah.
the problem with the last team. The last couple years is that when they lost, they lost. They never
Not.
tried to come back. I mean, yeah, they tried to, but they never had a real plan to come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
and I think this year so far, I've seen more times where this Sabres team will try to come back into a game or get close to it or tie the game and
Yeah.
force it to overtime. So,
Yep.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
100%
I'm,
happy.
I'm watching the Sabres. I mean, we haven't totally forgotten about you.
We're watching you.
All
But
right.
I know you brought up the Bills there. Just real quick before we get out of here, you got a prediction for Thanksgiving?
All right, so everyone knows it's Thanksgiving game 8:20. I hope you,
8:20
uh, I
p.m.
hope you plan on having your food maybe a little bit later. Maybe have some dinner while you're watching the Bills game. Who knows? But yeah, 8:20. It's gonna be at
Oh,
the Nowlands Saints stadium, whatever it's called now, Mercedes, whatever.
the
Um,
Super Mercedes Superdome, I
yeah,
think.
Superdome, Super Duper Dome. I I kind of want anything. I want the Super Bowl and the SpongeBob song to pop up, Super Duper Dome. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be game's gonna be at New Orleans. Um, still no word on running back, so
We'll
uh,
see.
it's gonna be tough to rate the game. Their defense is sus. It's like it can be good, but then they just get squashed, and then they don't, and they do well against against the Patriots, against the Buccaneers. So it's like it's kind of a weird team. They're very much a weird team.
Their
Um,
defense definitely has the potential to be top five.
yeah. Um, it's gonna be kind of tough. I think it's gonna be a bounce back game. A bounce back game. Um, it's gonna be closer. Um, But I can also see this game being like getting out of hand real fast. For our favor, obviously. We're not going against a running back that's going to, you know, destroy us. I think we're going to do a good job against Trevor Simeon because I think that's who the quarterback is right now at the moment.
Mhm.
Um, I think we're going to be fine against him. We seem to be really good against backup quarterbacks, as we should be. So, I think we win it. Say 28-14.
28-14.
Yeah.
Okay. As you know, as I let everybody know earlier today, after our loss to Jacksonville, you can say what you want about me, but I'm calling every single game for the rest of the year for the Bills a loss. Don't care if it's against New England, don't care if it's against Jacksonville. So, planning for the worst possible case scenario. Um, I, Worst case scenario, I still don't see the Saints blowing us out. Um, if if the worst case scenario does happen, our offense isn't going to show up, and the Saints win 10-7.
God, that's
Yeah,
a terrible score.
that's my pick. Saints win 10-7.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't think. See, and this is the thing is like we went through this loss. I bet you money that we're still favorites next week.
Yeah,
Because that's the
there's no
thing.
reason we shouldn't be favorites. I maybe against New England, if New England ends up beating Tennessee next week,
That's right. They have
maybe they'll be
watch
favorites.
freaking Tennessee just lay a goose egg. Oh my god! I swear. I swear.
It's convenient that they don't have to go against Derrick Henry.
Yeah, how convenient is that? So let's talk about your wins. You went against a Derrick Henry-less Tennessee Titans. You went against freaking Tannehill. Congratulations.
They could still win. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I okay. Here's the thing. I think the number one seed is a little bit out of reach now, and I kind of want Patriots to just get the loss. I want I want this. I want this division to be ours as easy as possible, so they can cry longer. So my thing is, and this is gonna be shocking coming from me, I want a Tennessee win. I want Tennessee to win this game, so they can whatever they surrender number one spot or surrender the division. I have a crazy pride thing happening right now where I really don't want to lose the division because I think the backlash from that compared to the number one seed is going to be far worse giving up the division than giving up the number one seed. So go ahead, Tennessee. You can have that one seed for now.
hope they tie like 0-0 or 3-3
That
this week.
still benefits the Patriots. So I don't want the benefit at all whatsoever. Uh, it benefits the Patriots and it doesn't benefit the Tennessee Titans. So a win or a tie for the Patriots will benefit the Patriots either way. So fortunately,
We'll see.
yeah. But other than that, it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna bounce back from it. We just always bounce back from these games. I just think we need to just be more consistent.
That's what
Um,
I was calling for last week.
yeah, just need to be more consistent and not have every team. Seriously, every team that faces us, they just bring the best out of themselves. Something about the Bills. Just,
You know they got
they
to bring their
haven't
A
scored
game.
40 points. They haven't barely scored 30 points this whole entire season.
Who?
Indianapolis,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and yet this game, we want to turn up. Whatever. God dang it!
They
It's like
know they got to bring their A game against the Bills.
they
The
have.
Bills were in the AFC Championship game last year.
It's like
All
come.
these teams know that. All these teams know that.
They know that, and they all show up.
Yeah,
The hell, man. Anyways, it wouldn't be fun if it was too easy though. I mean, what?
exactly. These type of games are gonna happen.
I'm not even be honest.
Just
I'm
fans.
not even mad about this game. To be completely honest, I'm not even mad. It was a team that we were always in defense throughout this whole season. Even with us being really really good, Still on the fence. Something about
Yeah,
the
when we were
Colts.
going through the schedule, there
Hmm.
were a couple of games that we were on the fence about. This was one of them.
Always on the
It was
fence.
these guys, Pittsburgh,
Hmm.
Kansas City, Tennessee. Those were the four
And we
games.
lost three of those four. So, hey, we lost three out of the four games that we thought that were going to be bad.
Yep,
At least we didn't blank out.
that's true.
We didn't
That's
blank
true.
out. So,
We
yeah.
got our revenge against the Chiefs. Let's see what happens against the Saints on Thanksgiving when everybody's going to be fat and happy, full, probably digging into your second piece of dessert at that point.
Hmm.
Just save some room to celebrate for the Bills. That's all I ask.
Yes, yes.
So we will we're gonna do a Thanksgiving show, are we?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because after the game it'll be late, 10:30. Well,
Yeah.
why don't we tell them we're gonna do one the following day?
I mean, on a
Friday?
Friday. We do it on the Friday. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah. All right. So we'll plan on bringing you guys a show the Friday after Thanksgiving. We'll break down the game. Hopefully a Bills win. But yeah, that was it. Tough loss today. Let's hope we bounce back big time against the
Hmm.
Saints.
Yeah, indeed.
Until Friday, thanks for joining us, everybody. Feel free to like, comment, post, share, tell your friends about us. And we'll see you on